If you can hear us and you're able to see us, just kindly tell us where you're watching us from. And we'll be happy to say hi to you right before the show starts. Okay. So to everyone that's joining us this evening, good evening. We're seconds away. So good evening and welcome to today's live chat with Conlyde Luchanga. And for all those that may not know him by the name, we actually call him the Golden Boy, and he's Forest Rangers striker who's been with us for a year plus and hopefully still counting, right?
Yeah.
And the other person who's supposed to be on the show with us is Musenge Mulimba, a ZNBC sports journalist, and she'll be joining us later on today's live chat. So Conlyde, good evening, and how are you?
Good evening, sis. I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So people are actually getting on. So Dennis is on. Dennis Ikazo is actually joining us. Good evening, Dennis. We've got Clement Kangwa. Clement, watching from Mandola. How are you today? It's good to see you online and everyone else that's joining us as we go on. So if you've got friends that told you they're supposed to watch this live chat and that haven't logged on yet, please tell them that we're actually live right now and they can be able to log on and join us for today's chat. We don't want anyone to miss out because it's already going to be exciting from the very beginning. So ensure that everyone's logged on. I hope you've invited your friends, Conlyde.
Yes, I have. Definitely, I have.
Okay, that's great. So I think we can get started and we can get right into it. So I'm excited about today's show. I don't even know where to start from because I know there's so much that people would actually want. Conlyde, most Zambian fanatics actually saw you at Lusaka Dynamos. But we know that's not where your journey started from, isn't it? So please tell us where your journey started from.
Oh, I think it's a bit of a long story. You know, I started my football journey in Livingston. And I was a kid, you know, at the Young Warriors Football Club. It is an academy in Livingston. That's where I started my soccer from and everything. So yeah, Young Warriors. Then I moved to Livingston Pride. It was a Division 3. Yeah, Livingston Pride. Then after that, I think I was in grade 11, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, grade 11. And then I left Livingston. Mom got a transfer. She went to Mazabuka. Yeah, so I left Livingston in 2014. 2014, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, I joined Mazabuka United, Division 1 side in Mazabuka. So yeah, after that, yeah, my school thingy, soccer and everything, it was a little bit, hard for me, to school, soccer, in the sense.
So you had to pick one.
Yes,
And so, obviously, judging by where you are today, we know what you picked.
Yes. Like soccer got into my head like really bad,
Yeah.
Now you find that mom, like mom, you are bored.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, But now
yeah, true. When you're passionate about something, you are.
I know, right? Now she's a proud mother like that, So yeah, football has been my thing. She's the one. It's a God-given thingy, God-given talent and everything like that, So yeah, Mazabuka United 2014. I was still at school by then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we met Lusaka Dynamos. Yeah, in a league match. It was in Lusaka. You know, I think we lost 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. We lost 2-1, and that's where Lusaka Dynamos saw me. Got interested in me and everything like that. Got my contacts, Shani. So then yeah, we went back. Completed my school and everything like that. So they took me. That's when I went to Lusaka. And that's how my professional football, my Premier League, football started from. Soccer Dynamos, yeah. So yeah, Soccer Dynamos, just like that. Then I think it was my first season. I scored like 9 goals.
Yeah.
9 goals. Yeah. In the same
9 goals.
Yes, that was my first season in the Premier League. So Soccer Dynamos.
Wow.
Yes. So in the same year, I was called for the national team.
How old were you?
I was 17 by then.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That was in 2015. 2015.
So you get to the national team as a 17-year-old. What was the experience like?
Yes. It's that thing where, I was a little bit nervous. Okay, the time I was going to the national team, I wasn't going there as okay, I want to go there and and play. You understand? Me, I went there like, okay, it's fine. At least I'm here. I'm in camp. Even if they drop me, at least I've been here. You understand? Yeah. But not knowing that.
True,
God had, So yeah, I think my roommate was Dawson Sabati. And I don't even know where I got that boldness from. I was studying Dawson in Saturday from Mozambique, Niwalonga. And I was just talking about I'm joking.
Yeah, true.
I was joking, like for Saturday, Niwalonga from Mozambique. But in my mind, I was like, even if they drop me, at least I'm here. Thank God. At least I'm in camp. At least I'm with these big guys and everything like that. You understand? So yeah, I kept on telling Tosta, Niwalonga, Saturday Mozambique, Niwalonga. So like also just laughing. Stuff like that. So yeah, the game came. I was on bench. I was on the bench. I was on the bench. I was a little bit scared and nervous, like seeing the crowd and everything like that. In that time, Soccer Dynamos, we didn't even have, fans because of some, Soccer Dynamos. Yeah, so yeah. So I was a little bit nervous, like I was just seated there on the bench. I didn't even know if I'm going to play or not,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my time came. Coach George Chicken Wandamina Luchanga warm up. And I went just in the crowd, like my God. Me in my mind, I was like, maybe I'm just here for warm up, I won't even participate in this game, you understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just went for warm up. They called me. I was just on the touchline, like, my God, you brought me here for a reason, for a purpose. Take charge. That's all. I went inside. When I scored, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe myself. After the game, Salwan called me. Salwan came. Like, you're much.
Wow.
I was like, really, this is unbelievable. It was just that awesome experience for me, and I just thank God for everything. And I know He's still taking me, He's still fulfilling His purpose for my life, and I'm still believing, and I'm still with yeah.
So by the time you're getting into the game, what were the scores?
It was 0-0.
And that was the goal that they actually needed.
We won 3-0. Wow. When I went inside, it was 0-0. Then I think Karengo scored. That was the first goal for us. We were leading by 1-0. Kalenga scored. After Kalenga, it was me. It was 2. Then Spencer Saud.
Wow.
Then Spencer Saud. Yes.
And what was your experience? Like, were you excited? Were you nervous? What emotions were running through your mind during that period as a 17-year-old debuting for your country?
You know, like it was just everything for me. You know, I remember when I was still at school, I was telling my friends, you know, this is my friend Mishek. I was even telling him, in a way, me when I'm just done with my school, when I just complete, me when I go to Lusaka, me I'm going to the national team or play for the national team. He thought me maybe I was just joking, you know, hallucinating and everything like that, you know. Like, you national team, I'm Zambian, you're Kosa. You national team, you understand stuff like that.
Yeah.
But finally, when I appeared like that, he called me. Boy, to come back for Life Park and choice. You understand stuff like that. Like, you told me maybe I was joking when I was saying, you know, good things about my life.
I'm actually going to do it one day. Yeah.
You know, yes. You know, how now I believe. Can you check it out? Come back for Life Park stuff like that. You know.
That's awesome. Now let's get back to Lusaka Dynamos. So you get to Lusaka Dynamos, you score 9 goals. Everyone's talking about you. You go to the national team. You were just scoring goals. We're at Lusaka Dynamos. Then what happens?
Well, after that, I think I'd faced a lot of challenges from that time. After national team, I went back, Lusaka Dynamos and everything. Then I went to Power. You know, I went to Power. And I just want to make this clarification. The time I went to Power in 2016 season.
Yes.
I didn't sign any contract with Power Dynamos.
Okay, because I remember at that point, everyone was like, Conlyde signed with Power Dynamos and everyone was excited. So was it trials?
I didn't sign any contract with Power Dynamos. The time I went there, they brought a contract to me, you understand? So then I went through it. Then I wasn't happy with the conditions. Okay. My manager wasn't happy as well. So my manager refused, like, no, these conditions, we are not going to take them. Try to improve them, you know. So I think that's the time we were coming to Lusaka to play the charity against Tesco United. Yes. So Tesco United, everything.
So you played the Charity Shield?
Yes. We drew 1-1. I scored. We drew 1-1. We went extra time, penalties, we won. I went back to Kitu again. Contract issues. Lusaka Dynamos came. No, Conlyde, we want you. You can't go to Power and everything, stuff, you know, confusion came, and you know. And that time, you know, I was a kid, you know, and I couldn't try to. My manager's one was, you know,
who were helping you out with everything. You were 18, right?
Yeah. Yes, on my behalf, you know. So me, I was just following what he says. Oh, this and that. Oh, you understand? Me, I wanted to stay. I wanted to stay at Power Dynamos. I love Power Dynamos like a lot. I wanted to stay at Power Dynamos.
Yeah.
I've been supporting Power Dynamos since I was, I don't know, when I was still at school, grade 10, 11, you know.
Okay, but you're not supporting Power Dynamos right now, are you? Just so we're clear. I just want to make a clarification.
I'm a fallen Malembe.
Awesome. We just have to get that on record. Okay, so moving on. So you're with Lusaka Dynamos, and then We heard you were in Israel. How did that happen?
Yeah, so after I came back from Power Dynamos,
So from Power, you went back to LD, Lusaka Dynamos.
Yes, before the league even started, I just played the Charity Shield.
Yeah, then you went back.
Yeah, so before the league even started, I went back because of the same issue, whatever. So Dynamos, no, we want our players, Shani, stuff like that. You know? So I went back. We spoke, oh, this and that. Us will give you much condition and Power Dynamos and everything like that. Then my manager again, you know. So me, I was just following what my manager was telling me, you know. Because I know he means well for me. He's my manager. I'm sure you know him. So yeah, I went back to Dynamos and I wasn't really happy. I can't lie. My heart was still at Power Dynamos. And then you know, I wasn't really happy and everything like that. I think I just stayed for 6 months. So there's a deal that came from Israel. That's how I went to Israel.
Okay.
Yes.
You're in Israel. How long were you in Israel for?
I think less than a year because, you know, I think even my move to Israel, it was just something like forced thing, understand? You are forcing me.
Yes.
Yeah, people from there come. I was injured, but I went to Israel when I was injured. You know, I even told them, me, I'm not fit. I'm injured. I haven't been playing here for a while now. No, come, you can heal from here, Shanshani, and everything like that. You know, that's how I went. You know, just go. That's how I went. You know, like
so.
Even the time I was going there, my manager wasn't really in support. You know.
Okay.
Yes.
But then, okay, so if he wasn't in support, what made you really go?
I just, you know, people started talking, you know, started talking.
There was so much negativity, eh?
Yes, Zambia trying to. So me, I got frustrated. Whatever happens, let it happen. Yeah, that's how I went.
So you said, "Let me just leave."
And I knew it wasn't God will. Even the time I went there, things weren't really good and everything like that. You know, I wasn't even, you know, having much game time, issues there. Yeah. It was just something else, you know. Okay. So yeah, I think I stayed there for I think 7 months, if I'm not mistaken. Then I was called for the Africa Cup under 20, which was held in Zambia. And you know, the boss refused. No, you're not going anywhere. And I'm like, why should I stay here? I'm not even having game time and everything. You guys want me to be here. And no, Conlyde, if you go, then we shall reduce your salary. I mean, me, I was like, it's not going to happen then. Let me just go. If you want just a minute, me, I don't care. Because me, you know, I was hoping when I go for the national team, the Africa Cup, maybe I do well, other big things. You know, see me, I can get the good deals and here, understand? So yeah, we negotiated with my agent came and everything, talked, you know. So yeah, we just put it in writing and everything. That's how I came here. I came for the Africa Cup. Unfortunately, things didn't go as expected, the way I wanted them to be. But anyway, I thank God for everything. It is well. So yeah.
Okay, so Musenge has finally managed to join us. Musenge, hi.
Hi, Christina, how are you?
It's so great to have you on today's live chat.
Thank you for the invite.
Okay, so we'll be getting to your segment very shortly. So maybe we could just wrap up a bit with Conlyde on this side. So Conlyde, so you're in Israel and you stay for 7 months and now you're supposed to come back. Where did you go back to when you got back to Zambia?
Soccer Dynamos, of course.
Wait, Conlyde, wait. Lusaka Dynamos is your ex-girlfriend that just keeps coming back. You break up, you reconcile. You break up, you reconcile.
Yeah, stuff like that. But if you
we'll get girlfriend. That is mama picture. Okay. No, that's good. So you get back to Lusaka Dynamos, and from there.
Yeah, so then I think when I came back from Israel after the tournament, I think I stayed for a while, like playing soccer because of my ITC. I stayed for 6 months, so without playing, active football.
So there's one thing that the fans spoke about during that period. It was they saw that you had so much talent. Everyone was talking about you, their golden boy. Do you think that? Yeah. Do you think your move from from Lusaka Dynamos and back, and Lusaka Dynamos again to Israel and back? Do you think that kind of frustrated you? And at that age, do you think maybe you weren't able to handle that, and maybe that's what made you lose focus on the ball?
Yes, I Christina, I can't lie to you. I made a very bad move when I went to Israel. It kind of affected my my momentum, my career and everything I had. When I went there, I came back again. I stayed for a while because being active. I received a lot of criticism. It was just something. Yes, it was. I went through some. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I had to leave social media. I couldn't handle the fans.
What everyone was saying about you.
Yeah, trying to criticize me, bad thing. But one thing that I've learned, if people are criticizing about you, it doesn't mean they hate you. No, if people are criticizing about you, it means they know what you can do. They
know the potential.
Yeah, they know the potential. They want you to, to pull out your socks and everything like that. They don't want you to go big-headed. And I appreciate, me, I don't take criticism as hate. No, I don't. I don't. When people are criticizing me, it comes to me, these people, they love me and they know what I can do. They want me to, to pull up my socks and work hard, you understand? So that's how I take criticism. So if someone criticizes me from negativity, I take the positivity.
So we've got Zulu Movita here who's saying you still have a bright future, bro. Don't concentrate on the negativity. Turn the negativity into positive. God's favorite son.
Oh, thank you, Zulu. I appreciate a lot. Thank you very much for your words. I appreciate a lot.
So now we get to Forest, and that's where I get to hand over to Musenge. So Musenge, you can pick it up from there.
Conlyde, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you, Musenge. How are you?
I'm fine. First and foremost, are you able to see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Interesting revelations there. I followed the chat, though I came in a bit late. My apologies. Conlyde, let's talk about Forest and why you decided to join Forest. I know power is at heart, but you decided to come closer to power by joining Forest. Why?
Well, okay, I just needed some, some fresh air. I just needed some, some competition away from Lusaka, you understand?
Yeah.
That's the reason why I had to leave Lusaka Dynamos, because, had faced a lot of issues, a lot of challenges, to Saka Dynamos and everything. I just got tired of everything, So I just thought myself, I even told my manager, I think I need to go there, and just try to, a new challenge,
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you had a lot of offers on the table before leaving the Saka Dynamos, isn't it? Yeah. But I'm sure there's
a lot, actually, a lot. But, I just decided, no, this time, I just need to go to a team where, I have much game time, you understand? Not a team whereby when I go there, they'll start expecting a lot from me. Looking at how my performance has been lately,
Yes.
Yes.
And how has it been so far at Forest?
Well, not really, as people are expecting from me. Since I joined Forest Rangers, I haven't scored any goal. And, the job of a striker is to score goals. So,
but there's been a number of assists we should add, Conlyde.
Yeah, of course. The most important thing, the player, a team player, so I've been trying by all means to help my team get maximum points and everything like that, But the job of a striker is to score goals. So which I'm here to score, but I'm working towards that. I'm born for goals, and and definitely it's coming soon.
The league is still open, Luchanga, so I'm sure a lot of goals. You might just open the floodgates for the goals when the season reopens after the COVID-19. Yeah. But talking about you, a connection to Forest, just how does your day start? I know you have Christina calling you, don't be late for training and whatnot. But how does your day start?
Can you kindly repeat your question?
How does your day start? Before the whole COVID-19, before the suspension of the league, just how do you start your day? Are you able to get me?
Yeah, it's kind of skipping, but before the COVID-19, or in this thingy that you are in?
We'll get to that, but before that, how, as Luchanga, how were you starting your day? How did you start your day before going for training or a day before your game? What is it? Are there any traditional stuff that you do? You have to.
First of all, I'm a Christian.
Yes.
Every time I start my day, I wake up in the morning. As we speak in tongues. So yeah, you speak in tongues.
Amen.
Things about your life and everything. Golden boy, you got this. You are great. Greatness is in you. Go get them. It doesn't matter what comes my way. It doesn't matter the situation that I find myself into, the circumstance and everything. I'm more than a conqueror. I'm born of God. So yeah, that's how I start my day. I am going for training. I'm just speaking good things about me. I'm just declaring how good I am, how God created me, and everything like that.
Okay, great one. Forest is pushing for the league table, and for the league title. Sorry, they are on top of the table. Just first and foremost, how does it feel? I'm sure you've beaten all odds.
Well, it feels really great, but people think us being on top is a fluke, But we work for it. We just didn't wake up and boom, we're on top, We fought for it,
We did.
Okay, I know it's going to be a bit tricky. You have the likes of Zesco breathing on your necks. You guys, you have Nkana there. You have Green Eagles, and we've been following, it's been a debate. They're saying, no, Fole might just not make it. The usual top four who replace Forest. Forest will probably just, if they are lucky, they'll probably finish fourth on the league table. But just how are you looking at it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Zesco United, Nkana, you know, Zanaco. I think those are the top 4 teams, you know, that have been contesting for the Continental and everything like that. You know, and us being on top now, it has brought a lot of issues, you know. And I think I remember last week I was with my friends, like, you understand? So there's been a lot of talk, you know, in the common here, you know.
Yeah, the debate goes on. Conlyde,
stuff like that, you know, like, guys, you know.
Okay,
yeah, true.
We are in the midst of the COVID-19, which led to the league being suspended. Just how are you keeping yourselves fit, or how are you keeping yourself fit?
Well, I can't lie to you saying it has been a bit difficult for us, you know, this pandemic, you know, we don't normally train and this, but as a player, you know, you need to be professional, you need to keep yourself fit, you know. At least, thank God the gyms are open, so we go to the gym with my friends like that, you know, at least we do 1 or 2 exercises and everything like that, just to keep fit, just to keep moving. You can't just be staying home, just eating shima, you sleep and everything. At the end of the day, your time will become big now. You have to learn when the league begins, you know. So yeah, it has been a little bit difficult, but we are trying to keep ourselves fit, you know.
And while the league might reopen anytime soon, and Forest, of course, with Christine very excited that you guys are going to go all the way to winning the league title. Just how do you rate yourselves after a few months of no game time? Do you think you still come back with the same momentum that you guys had before the league was suspended?
Well, we will. Trust me, we will. There's nothing difficult for the brave. We will. We are responsible. We are responsible. We are responsible. We are a responsible team. Everyone knows what he wants. You know?
Yeah.
We are a responsible team. Everyone knows what he wants. I wake up in the morning, I call my friend, Roy, we need to keep ourselves fit. For this one, we need to keep ourselves fit. Let's keep on pushing, you know. People don't even believe that you're on top. They think it's a fluke. So let's just believe in ourselves. You know, football is played in the pitch, not talking on the mouth, you know.
Okay.
Very true.
Okay. Conlyde, talking about the league, it's very competitive. You guys are coming in like the Leicester City. You're on top, and it has surprised obviously a lot of people. But I can see the confidence in you and Christina that you might just go all the way and win the trophy. We are waiting for you guys to achieve that so that you can make our job easy. We'll write stories anyway. But Conlyde, let's talk about your opponents. Like, you're on top. Are you guys feeling the pressure, and who do you think is your biggest threat?
Conlyde seems to be having a technical difficulty. Conlyde, are you there? Okay, so whilst we're waiting for Conlyde to do that, we have a couple of minutes where we're going to ask the fans to actually ask him questions. You can send in your questions right now. so that we could have them lined up and ensure that we get to read all of them. So please start sending your messages right about now. Dennis, I've seen you've already sent your message. Mike, thank you so much. We can see a following. Regina is also following as well. Mr. Chota, thank you for tuning in. That's actually our vice chairperson. It's so great to have him following the show as well. And everyone else, please tell us where you're actually watching us from. We can see your comments and your views. So we'll wait for Conlyde to actually connect on that. It's probably a technical difficulty on that end, especially the internet in our country. Musenge?
We can chat, you and me.
There's so much. Yes. So there's so much that we actually have to do on that one. So now that you've spoken about us and it being a fluke, you know, so many people are actually saying that, sadly.
Yes.
And the one thing that people don't actually understand is there's been so much that has happened this season that from us who are within, it's not a surprise that we're actually where we are. It's about the investment that Zafiko PLC has actually put into the team. It's about even the boys, the way they've actually united. I've never seen this for us before. And I've been with them for like 4 seasons now. And I'm looking at these boys and I'm thinking to myself, they have done something really extraordinary this season. And it's been amazing. The way they would support each other, the way they would just train, even in their training sessions, you can tell these people are determined and they want something different. Of course, you know that before we got Coach TC in, it was Coach Perry, and he would ask them a question. He would say, what would stop you from being that great player that you actually see? So it was from that to when Coach TC came, he brought so much competition. Everyone wanted to prove a point to say, hey, I can actually make it into the starting 11, and the boys just worked extra hard. So it's been amazing, and we will work extra hard even when the league resumes. COVID has affected everyone. Every team that's looking to beat us has been affected by COVID. Every team that's looking to beat us was stopped from training, just like we were. Every team that's looking to beat us has experienced the exact same thing. So that's one thing that exactly. So that's the one thing that we've actually been trying to just make people understand. And of course, would it be so bad, Musenge, if we actually won?
It's going to be very interesting, Christine. But a question to you. The COVID and not having that time to monitor each and every player, training and fitness levels. But as Forest Rangers, how have you set up a specific program for your players to ensure that their level of fitness is okay, or to ensure that they don't need that much?
So what we've done is we've actually used the very same application we're using right now. So what we did was we used Zoom, told all the players to download it on their devices. These days everyone's got a smartphone, at least, especially like our players, they can afford that. So all of them got the app, and they would train just the way we're communicating right now. They had the opportunity to actually be able to train that way. So that's what we started with. So we'll do online trainings, and then they also got running apps. So we'd monitor them, would tell them, if you do this number of kilometers, please post it on the group. Coach would send programs and they would have to follow those programs. Our doctors would help with nutrition during this period. And now that the gym is open, it's actually helped that they can actually go there themselves and actually work out. So coach should also give a program on who's going to the gym when and what they should do when they actually get there. Conlyde, welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
Where was I, Conlyde? How do you just leave us?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I had posed a question earlier. I asked you a question to say, you guys being on top of the league table and pushing for the title, you have competition, but who's your biggest? competition there? Who do you think is pushing to?
The league is so competitive right now. Maybe I just say top 8. No, top 6. Everyone has a chance, So we don't need to take it lightly because we are on top, When you just lose 1 or 2 games, then you find yourself number 8, number 9. So we just need to take each game as it comes. We just need to push, Everyone has a chance. Top 6, everyone has a chance,
Okay.
That's
Now,
many games remaining. 10 games now,
10 games remaining.
Yeah.
How key are those 10 games, Conlyde, to achieve the club's biggest dream?
I think we just need 5 games. We just need to win 5 games. And it will be something, it will be a dream come true. It will be the first time Forest Rangers participating in the Continental Cup. As for me, I'll be the happiest person in the whole world. Like,
Christina
I'm excited, like I'm the player,
I've been having dreams, like we have won the league,
Okay, Conlyde, you've been at Forest, you've been at Lusaka Dynamos, you've been at you've been at Power, you've played the Super League for some time now. Away from who's your competitor, but on the pitch, who can you point out to say, if I'm playing, if it's in Ghana, you say there's this specific defender that's very difficult to face in a game?
Hello?
Did you get that question, Conlyde? Did you hear the question, Conlyde?
Hello?
Conlyde, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now. Did you get that question? Conlyde, we can hear you. Conlyde, can you hear us? I think you can't hear us, Musenge.
Okay, so
Sis, I can't get you. Can you get me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Yes.
But you guys, I can't get you.
Can you hear us now?
Can you get me?
Yes, I can't get you.
Conlyde, can you hear us now?
Sis, I can't get you.
Please, okay, so what I'll do is I'll ask you to reconnect. You can log out and log back in, then maybe you'll be able to hear us then. Is that okay? Okay, so Senge, he's logged out now, so he can log back in and we can be able to finish that. But like I mentioned earlier to all the fans, that if there's anyone who actually has a question for Conlyde, it would be nice that if you actually sent it right now so we can be able to read it, because we're about to wrap up the show very soon. Senge, any more questions for us?
Yes. Forest Rangers. I know you're already imagining yourself lifting the trophy in whatnot.
Oh God.
You You've been with Forest for 4 seasons, and you have mentioned that this season everything is just different. And you brought in a number of players before the start of the season. Do you think that has also been key? And are we seeing Forest Rangers bringing in new faces?
For new faces, I haven't heard anything yet. Even from a grapevine, like the times when they don't want to avail you with information because they think that you're going to eavesdrop. So what I actually say is that for now, no, I haven't heard anything about bringing in new faces, but the new players that we actually brought in helped because they managed to gel with the previous players that we actually had. And that has just been incredible. And from then on, I think we can see the results of that currently. And we've really been pushing from then on. Everyone's doing their part. The change in coaches, they brought in Coach TC, Coach Happy. There's been so many changes that have been made. And also, sometimes even to motivate the players, what you do is sometimes increase their salaries, increase their bonuses. It helps. So,
let's talk about motivation. Of course, Forest Rangers is not on top without motivation. You guys have rebranded. You guys have you've done a lot of things just to motivate the players. Just how important is that in terms of motivating players? And how are you helping your players to not only when it comes to investments? Because I think that's something that's close to my heart. We've seen a number of players, Christina, getting huge sums of money, being paid a lot of money, and just wasting it. As a club, as Forest Rangers, have you put in place a specific program just to help your players secure their future and just invest in just something just to help them once they retire from active football?
So the one thing that we've actually done is one of the programs I'll talk about is the one that ABSA actually had. ABSA sometimes has financial literacy programs which actually help players with that. So we ensure that all our players actually go for that. And then the other thing also is sometimes there's speakers that we bring. Could be a motivational speaker, it could be a financial literacy speaker. And also monitoring through our ex-committee and also talking to their managers, their agents, and also one-on-one with the players just to ensure that they actually get the sort of help that they actually need. And if they need serious help, even monitoring what happens with players, because players' lifestyles are pretty interesting. So it's good to also monitor that just so that you can ensure through a simple chat. Sometimes it may not be, don't make them feel like you're really trying to grind them and say, yes, exactly. So just a simple chat, say, so we can rented, like, is that your house that you stay in, or where's your family, or what are your plans? And through that, you get to hear some of those things and you get to know how the players are actually faring in that line. So that's exactly what's been happening in terms of helping our players.
But how's been the financial literacy? How is it doing? How is it helping your players? According to your, if you like you said, you've been monitoring.
Yeah, it's done well so far because sometimes when it comes to individuals, you may not be able to handle everything completely because at the end of the day, they still have their own lives besides them being your players. So we do our level best and hope even they get to see and listen. Also, players like Isaac Chancer who have been there, have experienced that. It gets to help because you'd find that he talks to them. You've got Conlyde, Zikiru, several other players, Kola, that just say, oh, this guy is our big brother. This guy, Laurent Muma, the captain, they literally talk to him so much and he's been of so much help. Us having him as part of the team has been a really great addition. So he's also helped in that line. So unfortunately, Musenge, Conlyde's really having difficulties in connecting with us. So we might need to end our broadcast here for today. To all the fans whose questions weren't able to answer, would find a way to actually answer those through the comment section, and see how best we can be able to resolve this. I'm sure it's just his network. Otherwise, we'd be able to have him back by now. So Musenge,
okay, Krista.
Any last words?
It's been a pleasure that you invited me to have this live chat with Conlyde, and we are watching for strangers, and we wish you all the best as the league, hopefully the league reopens, and as you push for your first title in the MTN Fire Super League.
Thank you so much for joining me, and to all the fans that actually joined us today. Thank you so much. Maybe I could just say hi to a couple of them because they've been logged on for a while. So we've got Michael, who's joined us. He's been there for a while. We've got Kauma Mwansa. Thank you for joining us. We've got Mutale. We've got Joseph Sakala, and we've got Daliso Njovu, and everyone else who we may not mention right now, but you continuously join and support the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't thank you enough because this wouldn't be possible without you. And for our sponsors, Zafico PLC, they are the best. Our chairman, the ex-committee, our coaches, technical bench, and every other player that's part of the team. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to end today's live broadcast right here. Musenge, until next time, have a great evening.
Okay, bye-bye, same.